Welcome to the metaverse.
Now it is recording.
Welcome to the metaverse. To the metaverse. To the metaverse. What?
Is this recording?
It is recording, yes.
The camera is recording already too.
Yeah, recording video will be saved to the camera memory card. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. What shall I start with? This gives you energy.
No, it's like you have to do this. 2 minutes.
1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, good. I have energy. Are you
Yeah,
ready?
I have energy.
Okay.
Add it up.
What's good, everybody, and welcome back to Hyperfocus. Today we are going to be entering the metaverse.
Oh my god.
Awesome. So last week we did a quick video predicting what might happen with Mr. Zuckerberg's company, Facebook. And earlier on this week, there was an announcement, and the brand has changed. And we know that there has been a lot of stuff already on YouTube and the internet about this topic, but we wanted to take our time to make quality content for you guys. Yeah?
Yeah, it's always better to wait a little bit.
Yeah, so we let the storm blow over, and now you get our perspective.
Yes.
And I think it's going to be pretty exciting.
Yeah, me too.
It's good to be back at this format. It's kind of our brand review format where we both sat together. By the way, I'm Paul, this is Jan.
Hi.
Jan always gets upset when I don't introduce him. And if you have not been here before, you will not know us. But we are Hyperfocus. Paul, Jan, we do brand reviews. And today, as you have clicked on the thumbnail, we are reviewing Facebook.
No, Meta.
Oh, yes. The metaverse. So please, without further ado, shall we
Yeah, let's start.
jump right in?
Let's jump right in. Yeah, I mean, it's also interesting because I can't remember that a rebranding, I mean, has such a big, or was such a big topic in the news and everywhere. Everyone was talking about it or still is talking about it. And yeah, that's cool for branding itself. So, yes, Facebook, now Meta. Just quick recap. Facebook was established in 2004, and the Facebook Inc. actually is the parent organization of Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, and Oculus, and also some other little smaller services. And we are not talking about the rebranding of Facebook, the platform, the social media platform everyone knows. No, it's actually the Facebook Inc., which now is Meta Platforms Inc.
So that's the parent company.
Yes,
Okay.
right. The whole redesign was actually done in-house, collectively by brand and product teams from across the company.
Okay.
So no agency involved.
That might explain a few things.
Yeah. And they actually say that they choose Meta as a name because it can mean beyond.
All right, okay.
I mean, Meta is already like such a generic name, but
it's
beyond
meta, isn't it?
Meta, yeah.
Meta is meta.
Meta is
That's also
meta.
the problem I have with it, to be
Yeah.
quite honest. Why does something have to be meta?
And then beyond. I mean, beyond is also super popular, isn't it? Beyond
Yes.
this, beyond that.
Yes.
Anyway, so let's just, bam, here it is.
Wow. Yeah,
wanna see it
mind
again?
blown. No. Oh yeah. Okay. Cool.
One more time.
Thank you very much. So I actually read online. There's a really funny quote. Somebody said that this new logo is basically Airbnb without the heart. Which I think actually, if you look at the logo, you do actually see that, which I think is a lovely sentiment from a lovely brand such as Airbnb. We have reviewed Airbnb as a classic, and I will link it up above if you want to jump in and check that out. But as you can see, And from what I can see, I definitely see those comparisons.
Okay. Should I tell you now what they explanation is?
Yes, please.
So the idea from Meta is actually that this is because the metaverse is all about like 3-dimensional space.
Mm.
So that's actually the idea behind that logo and this line, that it should look like as it is drawn in a 3D environment, like with these virtual reality.
Yeah, sure. Okay, I didn't know that. All right.
Things you have.
Doesn't make it any better, to be honest. It still looks like the infinity symbol to me.
But it's here. It's drawn from a single line in space using our own Quest technology.
Wow.
The meta symbol forms a continuous loop that works seamlessly between 2D and 3D.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Zuckerberg.
But it makes. When I read it, I thought, okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. Please continue to convince me of your love for this brand.
I'm just reading facts that I found on the internet.
Okay.
It's very emotionless.
Very meta.
Yeah, very meta. Yeah, it's kind of meta what we're doing here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Watching me, watching you, watching you, watching me, watching them watching us.
Okay. Whatever.
Yeah.
What is the metaverse?
I don't know, Jan. Well, I actually do because I did some research on it. But please tell me.
So the term was originally coined by a sci-fi novelist Neil Stephenson to describe a virtual world people escape to from a dystopian real world. So you watched the movie, what is it, Ready Player One?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's that, pretty much.
Okay.
That's also...
It's basically, it's mixed reality, right? So it's AR, where you can actually bring... I think one of the things that they want to do a little bit different is that they want to bring the real world into the virtual world, so you can actually interact with both things. So not everything is completely virtual somehow.
Yeah, the idea is that actually you spend more percentage of your life in the digital world than in the real world. So that's that's the definition from the metaverse.
Okay, all right.
That's yeah. I mean, this metaverse was already like flying around a lot before the rebrand, and then I mean we speculated on Horizon, which was also like a rumor flying around before, and then it was not the biggest surprise when they then actually came out with just Meta.
Yeah.
Just everyone asks himself, okay, how they actually could register that name, because there are already tons of other companies.
Shed load of money and power, which is unfortunately what Facebook has, or Mr. Zuckerberg has.
Money is power.
In abundance.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Because we're talking about the brand, we look at the logo, and actually the whole rebranding is, right now it's just the logo. We're just talking about the logo. There's nothing else. No graphical elements. I mean, there are, but and imagery. I think it's just they kept it the same, and they just used the new logo now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, this is not that I've not seen this done before. Airbnb have done this before. Many other brands have done this before, where I don't know, this being handed over to artists. There's different interpretations of logo in different ways, and this is it's okay. It's pretty cool. And at different angles, different perspectives, it creates different things, right? Very Zagmeister.
Yeah. But that's what I could find, like graphic design wise, this animation.
It's not bad, to be quite honest.
No, yeah, it's cool. It's very 3-dimensional and looks cool. Very playful, colorful.
There was another company as well who also posted the exact same logo. Did you see that? I think I saw that on LinkedIn. Another company was saying, "Thank you, Mr. Zuckerberg. We take this as a compliment for copying our logo," and it is pretty much one-to-one. That happens, and actually, we're going back to Airbnb, but you can find a lot of where modern-day logos come from. I mean, Airbnb was pretty much stolen anyway. You can find the reference, the source material of where these things come from. So maybe it's a happy accident that you get there and you see some similarities, but at least from what I'm seeing from a design perspective, they're taking a different angle on it, which is always gives it a bit more value, I suppose.
Yeah, and it's nowadays anyway. It's hard to find something unique. Let's say it's even impossible. So, of course, if a big company like Facebook, now Meta, presents a new logo, of course, other companies have something similar. Like also the name, there's like Meta Design in Germany. They also posted something like, oh, cool, you know. I mean, for them, it's also good promotion and PR to use it.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're happy about it or maybe not. Probably not, right?
It just would have been good if they called it Hyper something, wouldn't it?
Oh, yeah. The
Hyperbook.
Hyperspace.
Hyperfocus.
Hyperverse. The
Hyperverse.
Hyperverse.
Ah.
Lucky us.
Yeah, I mean, we have that registered, don't we?
Yeah.
Or maybe that's for another video. So when he comes along, then we're ready for you, sir.
Yeah. Also here, I don't know who did this and where this comes from, but we saw the animation before. Here, some postery kind of mock-ups. That's the only execution of this.
This is real, right?
What do you mean real?
This is not like somebody. I mean, no designer, I think, would take the design and make it look nice because it's so controversial. Is this brand?
No,
this is
did
definitely
it.
from them.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's actually all right. Yeah.
Okay. Here they just. I think at the same day they revealed like also the big sign in front of their door or entrance. I think it's in Menlo Park or something. Yeah, that's
it, right?
Visually, that's everything.
Okay.
So as I said, there's no like new typography we can talk about or like a new approach on imagery or something like this. But we actually predicted that last week.
We did. Yes.
Yeah. I also like to talk about our prediction. Were we right or were we wrong?
We were right.
In some parts.
In some parts, yeah.
Yeah. I think one of the biggest difference from my prediction, because we also compare it to Google a lot.
Yeah.
And I think because Google, obviously, they called their parent company Alphabet, so they moved from Google to Alphabet. But I think what Facebook is doing with Meta is they're telling a much bigger story than because Alphabet, they were actually telling no story at all around that.
Yeah, true.
They just came up with the name, have a very generic landing page for that, and then it's more for people who I don't know, like to invest in this company.
One thing I would like to touch on very, very quickly, because we're coming to the end, is, and this is a little bit meta, I have to say, but we often talk about culture, living inside a brand and living and breathing that, and they have a hell of a job to go to change public opinion on what's actually happened at Facebook, and they have to reinvent themselves somehow with installing a new vision, new culture, and there's this crazy perspective from Mark Zuckerberg, and I think sometimes you need that crazy vision and you need these kind of visionaries to challenge the status quo, and it can be just his wet dream, his bedtime dream. But the same thing happened when the newspaper was first released. People thought a newspaper was completely nuts. It was antisocial. The first time you got on a tram, people were covering their faces. Nobody was talking. Everyone's hiding away from it, and nobody thought that the newspaper would be the future. But look where that has taken us, right? Into social media, into like the whole publishing industry was built around that, right? So challenging the status quo and having this dream is a pretty important thing. But I will say one thing is that I think Mark Zuckerberg's brand, his personality is tarnished, and I think this might be controversial, that he should step down as that spokesperson and have somebody else at the forefront of leading the light and leading that brand forward. Because It is the future. These kind of things are growing, and there'll be more companies doing this and becoming part of it. But from a cultural perspective, from a brand perspective, I think you should stand down, mate. Sorry, and let somebody else take over, and just let them, continue with your vision.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, everything he does has like somehow a bad taste to it.
Yeah.
You know, then you already think, okay, do I want my kids to spend like more than 50% of their life in a digital environment?
In Mark Zuckerberg's head.
Yeah,
In
and giving them
dream.
all the informations, you know, and that's he sometimes feels like the perfect James Bond villain.
Yeah.
Also, when I watched this video, I just watched the beginning of this like 2 hours.
Dr. Evil.
2 hours, keynote or presentation video he did, and some of the stuff is kind of spooky.
Anyway, normally we will score this. I don't think that we can particularly score this. I don't think there's enough to score. I think you kind of get our general opinion on what's happening from a brand level and a meta level. And actually, I think what they're doing with the logo, from what you showed me, it's swayed my opinion a bit. I'm excited to see what comes. I think that just about wraps things up. Mm-hmm. Okay, well, thank you very much once again for joining us on this reasonably quick brand review of what's already there. If you've reached this far in the video, we would like to say thank you. And if you like this video, hit the like button. It really, really helps us to grow the channel. Hit subscribe so you can be... Oh, and the notification bell. Also, I never really mentioned the notification bell, but doing both of those things will make sure that you're up to date and you get notified every time we drop a video.
Cool.
So, until, I would say, the next one, we'll see you. Peace.
Bye. I have not even clicked on the notification bell.
How do you know?
No. What happens then?
You get notified when I publish a video.
Cool.
Wow. Good stuff, huh? All right.